Hello students, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Deepa Dahake and I am here with my ongoing crash course series for NEET 2020 exam. So let's stay connected with this ongoing crash course series and complete as well as boost your preparation for the upcoming NEET exam. So in this lecture, I am coming here for explaining the entire details of the topic Pteridophyta. This is our second chapter for the series, and yesterday we completed, or in last session I completed the algae as well as bryophyta, and now we come towards the third division of plantae, that is Pteridophyta. So now we study about Pteridophyta. When we begins with Pteridophyta, so here you remember pteridophytes from Pteridophyta or from pteridophyte commonly. The life in algae and bryophyta, life is present on the in algae, life is strictly present in aquatic habitat. Slowly with bryophyta is shifted towards the moist soil, clear or in moist condition. But the pteridophytes are commonly called as first terrestrial plant or first land plant because the life is totally shifted towards the earth, towards the terrestrial ecosystem. But again, similar to bryophyta, one similarity is present in between the bryophyta and pteridophyta, that similar to bryophyte, pteridophyte also you remember they dependent on water for the process of fertilization. So both the groups, bryophyta and pteridophyta, are limited in distribution because of their dependency on fertilization. That is, they required the water for the transfer of male gamete or for the transfer of antherozoid. Now, when we study about the pteridophyta, so what kind of plants are included in pteridophytes? So, therefore, you remember basically horsetail and ferns are included in pteridophyta. First thing you remember. Second, the plant life first time shifted towards the terrestrial ecosystem, so they are called as terrestrial, first terrestrial plant, or they commonly called as a first land plant. So this thing you remember for objective purpose. Now in bryophyta you as observe the body is only made up of multicellular grade of organization. So gradually evolution is proceed in pteridophyta, and for the first time tissues are start to be developed or originate in pteridophyta. For that purpose you remember the tissues basically for the first time xylem and phloem develop in pteridophyta. Xylem for, as you all know, xylem for conduction of water and phloem for food conduction, and that's why these plants are called as pteridophytes. Mainly you remember pteridophytes are also called as vascular plant. Why they are called vascular plant? Because for the first time vascular tissue, xylem and phloem is developed, so that's why they are called as vascular plant. Now when we come towards the body of pteridophyta, so body in bryophyta thelioidta, one again further evolution or development is proceed, and body is divided into two roots, stem and leaf. Clear? So this thing you remember for the first time, plant body divided into root, stem, leaf in group pteridophyta. If we considered or study about the structure of root in pteridophyte, you remember generally they are similar with fibrous roots. So predominantly fibrous roots are present. They are very thin and quite branch structure. Secondly, these roots are only growing superficially. Reason behind that, the pteridophytes are only showing the herbaceous habitat. Tree habit or shrub habit is not appear in pteridophyta. So pteridophyta, you remember they are herbaceous plant, and that's why the superficially growing fibrous roots are present. Now the most important part for the objective purpose is the presence of leaves, or simply for leaf you remember. So leaves or leaf when we study, so here you remember in different members two types of leaves are present, and these two types of leaves are according to their size. Clear? And according to size, the leaves are denoted as macrophylls and microphylls. Don't be confused with microsporophyll and megasporophyll. These are the photosynthetic leaves and responsible for photosynthesis phenomena. Macrophylls and microphylls. Microphylls leaves का जो example है, that example you remember very well because this example is asked. So microphyllous leaf का meaning क्या होगा? The size of the leaf is very small and microphylls are present in Selaginella. The diagram of Selaginella is provided on next page. So Selaginella, and secondly the macrophylous leaves are generally present in ferns that the size of leaf is quite large or it is a big as compared to the Selaginella. Okay, when you study about the Selaginella or if you use the plant Selaginella as an example, so Selaginella, for Selaginella you remember one thing for your objective exams or objective purpose, that is the Selaginella is also called as resurrection plant. So this thing you remember, the resurrection plant, which among the following is a resurrection plant? Resurrection plant is our Selaginella. Clear? So this part you remember. And then stem you remember, either the stem as usually आप study कर रहे हैं, the stem is either branched or unbranched. Generally in Pteridophyta branched stem is present. Secondly, the prostrate branches as well as erect branches are present. And horsetail में आप appear करेंगे as we studied in कैरा, इन एल्गी के चैप्टर्स में आपने स्टडी किया था. सिमिलरली इन हॉर्सटेल और इक्विसिटम आप स्टडी करते हैं एग्जांपल्स के फॉर्म में. सो इन हॉर्सटेल और इक्विसिटम आप याद रखिएगा. बेसिकली जो ब्रांचिंग है स्टेम में, इट इज ऑफ टू टाइप, दैट इज ब्रांचेस ऑफ लिमिटेड ग्रोथ और ड्वार्फ शूट एंड ब्रांचेस ऑफ अनलिमिटेड ग्रोथ और लॉन्ग शूट्स. क्लियर? सो दिस इज अ जनरल मॉर्फोलॉजी ऑफ द प्लांट, that the body is divided into root, stem and leaf. If you appear the structure of Selaginella, the simple fibrous roots are present, and secondly in Selaginella the spiral arrangement of microphyllous or very small leaf you appear. The some of the branches are growing upwardly and rest of the branches superficially growing on the surface of soil. So these branches are prostrate branches and these are the erect or vertical branches. Now the erect branches, what is the important feature of erect branches? Erect branches are significant at the time of reproduction because the spatial arrangement of microsporophyll is appear at the apex and these micro or megasporophyll. So sporophyll, you remember, spore producing leaves are called as sporophyll and these sporophylls are spirally arranged, produces a compact structure sorry, and that compact structure you remember it is called as strobilus or it is called as cone. So this part you remember, strobilus is always present on the tip of the erect branch in case of Selaginella. If you study about the horsetail or equisetum आप study करेंगे. So when the limited shoots or dwarf branches are present, so in dwarf branches strobilus कहाँ पे develop होंगे? Strobilus in ferns. Generally आपके कहाँ पे present होते हैं? On the dwarf shoots or the branches of limited growth. Okay. Now this is a general introduction for leaf. Again according to the function, leaves in Sporophyta are of two types. First leaf is a normal leaf, that is photosynthetic leaf. Photosynthetic leaf either be macrophylous or microphylous and it responsible for a normal process of photosynthesis. So normally they are smooth, green and thin in structure. But the another leaves are produces at the time of reproduction. So these are called as sporophyll. So in Pteridophyta. Sporophyll means simply you remember sporophylls are spore bearing leaves, and these spore bearing leaves you remember responsible for the production of two different types of spores. So according to spore type, sporophylls are either microsporophyll or the sporophylls are megasporophyll. When microsporophyll, then it is responsible for the production of microspores. In general term, we draw this type or you appear this type of structure. The microsporophylls, in comparison to that, they are quite hard in structure, spiny, show the spiny outgrowth, so spiny they are, and as well as quite thick as compared to the normal photosynthetic leaves. ये part clear है? Now at the back side or lower surface of the microsporophyll or megasporophyll, this diagram we draw for the microsporophyll. So this is a microsporophyll. Over the lower surface of microsporophyll, show the presence of sporangium or microsporangium, and in microsporangium, the large number of microspore, developing microspore, or you can remember the microspore mother cells are present. So microspore, haploid microspores are developed. Now we come to one important point, that is when we study about the pteridophyta and that main body आप study कर रहे हैं. Suppose this is a main body. This main body clearly divided into true leaf, stem and root. Okay. So what is this? This is whether it is a sporophyte or gametophyte. अब देखिए जो main body है, this main body produces a strobilus. Strobilus का meaning है कि ये microsporophylls और megasporophylls are किस form में arranged है? All the microsporophylls are arranged in the form of spiral arrangement, or they will lead to the formation of strobilus. In that case, microsporophyll से बने हुए strobilus को आप कहते हैं male cone. If the megasporophyll responsible for the formation of cone, then उसको आप क्या कहेंगे? It is called as male female cone. Clear? So megasporophyll का arrangement female cone form करता है, and the spiral arrangement of microsporophyll will lead to the formation of male cone. So suppose the male and female cones form होंगे, and inside the cone किसका formation होगा? Inside the cone microspores are formed. So here you remember the main body of pteridophyta. When you recall or start the sporophyte, start the pteridophyte. So here you remember again one thing you remember, sporophyte you note down. So sporophytic generation is diploid. So main plant body of pteridophyte is sporophyte. Sporophyte, this is the body. This is a sporophytic body. Entire body अब कैसे हो गया? Sporophytic is diploid. That the leaf of plant, root as well as cones. All these structures कैसे होंगे आपके पास? Diploid structure. So in this part you remember the microsporophyll जो draw कर रहे हैं, this microsporophyll also diploid. Microsporangium also diploid, but inside the microsporangium, microspores are developed. These microspores produces by meiosis division. That's why microspores are the haploid generation. So from pteridophyta, nearly जैसे आपने एंजियोस्पर्म में स्टडी किया है क्लास 12 के सेकेंड चैप्टर में, that the reproduction in flowering plant. So anther show the presence of 4 microsporangium. That similar kind of microsporangiums and structures are present, but in pteridophyta microsporangiums are located. They are located on the lower surface of the microsporophyll. Clear है? So this part you remember. So again in short I repeat that the body divided into root, stem, leaf. Leaf are generally two types, photosynthetic and sporophyll. Photosynthetic leaf according to shape, size you can say. The larger leaves are called as macrophyllous and small size leaves are microphyllous. Microphyllous के लिए example बिल्कुल याद रखिए. Microphyllous are present in Selaginella. Selaginella is also called as resurrection plant. Clear है? Normally जो sporophylls आपके होंगे, sporophylls are the spore producing leaves. Only develop at the time of reproduction. Generally sporophylls are developed on dwarf shoots or on erect shoot, and sporophyll spirally arranged, and the compact spiral arrangement of sporophyll is called as, क्या कहेंगे आप उसको, is called as strobilus or cone. Now we come towards the structure of male and female cone. That one, any one structure we study here. So horsetail and fawns basically you remember included in Pteridophyta, and the main plant body or main body of Pteridophyte is diploid body. This diploid body directly produces spores. So that's why it is called as sporophyte. Clear? And the sporophyte of Pteridophyta, it is green in color. So it is free living, not dependent on any another generation. Whereas Bryophyta में आपने study किया था. In Bryophyta, sporophyte is dependent on the gametophytic generation. अब यहाँ पे देखिए Pteridophytes में आप study करते हैं. When we study about reproduction, so basically we study about the details for sexual reproduction. Clear? So sexual reproduction, here you remember at the time of reproduction, reproductive organs are developed. These reproductive organs in case of Pteridophyta called as cone or strobilus. So this part you remember, the reproductive organs of Pteridophytes are cone or strobilus. Now the cone, what is cone or strobilus? Cone or strobilus, you remember the spiral arrangement of sporophyll is called as strobilus or cone. When the loose arrangement of sporophyll gives the strobilus, and the compact arrangement of sporophyll is responsible for the formation of cone. So this condition you remember. Now the spiral arrangement of sporophyll. Two types of sporophylls are there. If the microsporophylls and megasporophyll. Now on the basis of this, clear? Whether the cone produces formed by two separate sporophyll or cone is formed by both the type of sporophylls. The condition bisexual and unisexual आप study कर रहे हैं. The similar conditions are present in Pteridophyta, but for that we use, instead of unisexuals and bisexual conditions, we use two terms, that is a heterosporous form and homosporous form. So here you remember, if the sporophyll cone is only made up of micro and megasporophyll, so microsporophyll का जो arrangement होगा, it will lead to the formation of male cone or male strobilus, and the arrangement of megasporophyll is responsible for the formation of female cone or female strobilus. This thing is clear? Now देखिए male cone in general terms हम draw कर रहे हैं. Very short diagram I draw here only for the explanation purpose, and this is the longitudinal section of the sporophyll. So the like this, clear है? So this is the central axis of the cone. This central axis show the arrangement of sporophyll. Suppose this is our microsporophyll. Inside every microsporophyll, microsporangium is present, and as a rule male gametes are always produced in large number. So here also microspores are produced in large number. And again you remember the male cone, microsporophyll is diploid, male cone is diploid, but inside the male cone microspores जो form होंगे, these microspores are formed by microsporogenesis, that is a diploid microspore mother cell undergoes in meiosis and will lead to the formation of microspore. So this microspore you remember haploid in structure. Clear है? Similar structure is present in female cone. Female cone में याद रखिए ligule के लिए आपको क्वेश्चन कहीं पे मिलेगा. In megasporophylls are ligulate leaves. Ligulate का मीनिंग होता है जनरली the broad structure है megasporophyll का, and to protect the megasporophyll one spine like structure is present. So this structure you remember is called as ligule like structure or spine like structure. So this type, the same diagram part is present toward this side also. So this is our megasporophyll. Inside this megasporophyll one megasporangium is developed, and this megasporangium here produces a single megasporangium, and inside the megasporangium only a single haploid megaspore is from. Again this property is similar with angiosperm. 4 megaspore form होंगे, but out of 4 3 get degenerate and only one functional megaspore. Megaspore is haploid, megasporangium is diploid, sporophyll is diploid. ligule है यहाँ पे, structure याद रखिए. So ligule, you remember, it is the identifying feature of the megasporophyll. So when any of the pteridophyta, ये याद रखिए जो आप पढ़ते हैं heterosporous और homosporous, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. ठीक है, अब हेटेरोस्पोरस एंड होमोस्पोरस का मीनिंग क्या है यहाँ पे देखिए. व्हेन द प्लांट इज यूनिसेक्स, सिंपल टर्म्स में आप याद रखिए, व्हेन द टेरिडोफाइटा शो द यूनिसेक्सुअलिटी, दैट मींस द टेरिडोफाइटा प्रोड्यूसेस मेल कोन एंड फीमेल कोन सेपरेटली. So when male and female cones are separately produces, so this condition the cone is produces only same type of or similar type of spores. So for that purpose you remember it is called as homosporous form. So homosporous means याद रखिएगा when homospory आपकी कहाँ पे रिप्रेजेंट हो रही है. homosporous का फॉर्म का मीनिंग है कि cones are individually or only made up of microsporophylls or megasporophyll, and throughout the spore condition, throughout the cone only one kind of spores are produces. Important part is that heterosporous form. So second part यहाँ पर आप देखिएगा, here we study about, I come to this side. ठीक है, so here we study about the heterosporous form. heterosporous का meaning clear है. bisexual condition जो study कर रहे हैं, that within a flower both the reproductive organs androecium and gynoecium is produced, then it is called bisexual flower. Similarly heterosporous fawn, you remember heterosporous fawn when both the spores are produces, that is a microspore as well as megaspore, when produces in the same cone or same strobilus, then the fawns are said to be heterosporous. The two example, the pair of fawns which are showing heterospory, most important. And question, if you solve the question, this question आपको appear होगा. So heterosporous fawn, you remember the example that the Selaginella and Salvinia, बिल्कुल याद करके रखिएगा, ये Selaginella and Salvinia are the two heterosporous fawn. Now Selaginella का कौन यहाँ पे देखिएगा, structure in Selaginella, the upper few leaves or sporophyll of the cone are microsporophyll and the lower leaves are megasporophyll. और lower surface पे cone के क्या present है, megasporophylls are present and upper few sporophylls are microsporophyll. So simply the cone showing the presence of both the type of spores. megasporangium में only one spore, megaspore, and microsporophyll show the large number of microspores. So this part you remember, clear है. So now is it clear to all why the pteridophytes main body is called as sporophyte? Because on the main plant body male cone or female cone individually produces in homosporous form, or in heterosporous form all that both the type of spores are produces inside the one cone. Now I am not again label here, this is all clear to all. These three microsporophyll and lower ones are the megasporophyll. Inside the sporophyll microsporangium show the development of large number of microsporangium. So fawn, you remember, fawn are of two types, either they are homosporous or heterosporous depending on the type of spores whatever they produces. Homosporous fawns are similar condition with unisexual. Homosporous जो fawns होंगे they produce as a male cone for formation of microspores and female cone for the formation of megaspores. Whereas in heterosporous fawn, example you remember very well, in heterosporous fawn Selaginella salvinia produces both the type of spores within a one cone. Arrangement is very specific for individual species or individual genus. In case of Selaginella, microsporophylls are arranged at the upper half of the cone and the megasporophylls are present in towards the lower half. Now you see how the process of fertilization and gametophytic generations are produces in pteridophyta. So now we come towards this part is important. So Now reproduction. Reproduction, you see, the reproduction when begins, main body of the plant. Main body of the plant is diploid and it is sporophyte. It is free living. Main body show the formation of cones at apical end of shoot, dwarf shoot or main axis. ठीक है, these cones if produces similar type of spores, then they are homosporous or they may be heterosporous. Now the concept is clear. Now how the cone again, you remember this cone is diploid structure. Now inside the cone, what is cone? Cone is an arrangement of sporophyll. So sporophyll is a vegetative structure, so it is diploid in nature. Sporophyll show the presence of microsporangium. So cells of microsporangium, protective covering of sporangium is again diploid in nature. Inside this microsporangium or megasporangium, I only explained the entire process for any kind of spore. So as an example, I explained for the microspore formation. So microsporangium show the development of microspore mother cell. These microspore mother cells are also diploid and number of microspore mother cells are present in microsporangium. This microspore mother cell or in short MMC undergoes in meiosis division. So here you remember when the parents are diploid, the meiosis division is take place at the time of gamete formation because gametes are haploid and this meiosis will lead to the formation of microspore. Because of meiosis division, microspores are haploid in nature. This part you remember because 1 or 2 years questions are asked in the terms of chromosome number. That vegetative part में leaf में दिया हुआ है. Suppose the leaf is having a chromosome number 24. Then what is the chromosome in male prothallus or what is the chromosome in male gametophyte or female gametophyte? So if you know that the main body is diploid, so leaf भी कैसे होंगे diploid? So if leaf show the 24 chromosome number, that means the diploid chromosome number is 24. So automatically gametophytic generation, microspore, megaspore, male gametophyte, female gametophyte. Any question asked? For that chromosome number automatically आपका क्या होगा? Haploid chromosome number, that is a 12 or any one number should be provided in exam. So conceptual part you remember. Now microspores and in the same way in megasporangium किसका formation हुआ? Megasporangium will responsible for the formation of megaspore. Clear? Now after that megaspore microsporangium bursts and microspores कहाँ पर आएंगे? Microspores releases in surroundings means soil part है because पहले ही बता चुके हैं pteridophytes are herbaceous, so they simply comes in contact with the again soil, moist soil and germinate. So microspore upon germination, so microspore undergoes in germination and it will lead to the formation of multicellular mass that is called as male prothallus. So microsporophyll के through किसका development हो रहा है? Microsporophyll will lead to the formation of male prothallus. Male prothallus of Pteridophyta is nearly heart shaped and again structure ये show करेगा. Hair like structures or rhizoid like structures are present. Rough cells I draw here number of times saying. ठीक है, very rough diagram I am drawing because only for this revision purpose. ठीक है, so male prothallus is haploid in nature and from this male prothallus now what is formed? Now you remember the male prothallus is result in the formation of male gametes. Male prothallus में antheridiums present होंगे as a male organ and then the male prothallus you remember is responsible for the formation of antherozoid. Antherozoid structure is similar with the Bryophyta that the biflagellate antherozoids are also present in Pteridophyta. Clear है? जो gametophytic generation है male prothallus किसको show कर रहा है? Now the male prothallus show the gametophyte generation. So gametophyte, particularly male gametophyte of Pteridophyta is independent. So sporophytic and gametophytic generation in Pteridophyta you remember independent and free living, they are not dependent on each other. But in heterosporous form or in some cases, the female gametophyte is still present on the gametophyte, sorry sporophyte. तो यहाँ पे female gametophyte याद रखिए, particularly Selaginella, Salvinia and some more examples are there. NCERT में heterosporous forms के example पढ़ेंगे. उसके बाद clearly mentioned है कि in some of the examples female gametophyte is for short duration of time dependent on the main body. Main body क्या है यहाँ पर? Sporophyte. So female gametophyte in Pteridophyta for short duration of time कहाँ पे depend होंगे? They are dependent on the main plant body or sporophytic generation. But male gametophyte is free living and it is independent. That means there is no interrelation between the sporophyte and male gametophyte. So male gametophyte ने किसका formation किया? Enterozoid. Similarly megaspore, you remember megaspore also germinate. बट ये मेगास्पोर जर्मिनेट कहाँ पे होगा? इनसाइड द मेगास्पोरेंजियम और इनसाइड द फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट का जो पार्ट है वहीं पे होंगे. ठीक है. सो मेगास्पोर यू रिमेम्बर जर्मिनेशन शो करते हैं एंड अपॉन जर्मिनेशन मेगास्पोर विल रिजल्ट इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फीमेल गैमेटोफाइट इन सिमिलर टू ब्रायोफाइटा. टेरिडोफाइटा also show the development of archegonium as a female gametophyte. So archegonium is representing the gametophytic generation, that is the female gametophyte. Now clear is it? Now the archegonium and enterozoid. Archegonium में क्या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में आएगा? Egg cell. The entire process of fertilization is similar to bryophyta. So if you having any doubt in the fertilization in Pteridophyta, so you go to the last lecture of bryophyta and understand how does that process of fertilization take place in bryophyta. So enterozoid with the help of water reaches to archegonium fused with egg cell and upon fertilization यहाँ पे क्या form होगा? Here the zygote is formed. Clear? Zygote again you remember zygote is what kind of generation? Zygote is a diploid generation. This zygote embryophyta में पढ़ रहे हैं आप टेरिडोफाइटा को. So this zygote now undergoes in mitosis and will lead to the formation of embryo. Embryo is a diploid structure and from this embryo again किसका development होगा? New plant generation is produces but seeds are not developed from this embryo because ovules अभी absent है. Ovules का development आप कहाँ से पढ़ना start करेंगे? From gymnosperm. So slowly evolution is proceed and the developmental phases or metabolic reactions gradually become a complicated. तो ये part यहाँ पे clear है कि main plant body produces of sporophylls. Sporophylls arrange in the form of male cone and female cone. In case of homosporous form, they are simply present in the form of cone or strobilus. Male and female word use नहीं करेंगे. As a simply present as a cone or strobilus in case of heterosporous form. Microspore lead to the formation of male gametophyte. Male gametophyte is present in the form of male prothallus and similar to bryophyta, female gametophyte develop from megaspore and it is a archegonium. Archegonium produces inside archegonium single egg nucleus is present and male prothallus produces biflagellate enterozoid or male gamete. Fertilization proceed to the formation of zygote and then after zygote formation embryo development is take place. So this part यहाँ पे इतना याद रखिएगा. लाइफ साइकिल आप देखिएगा. लाइफ साइकिल में जब आप स्टडी करेंगे तो लाइफ साइकिल begins from the diploid phase and haploid generation equally present but haploid generation is represented by male gametophyte as well as female gametophyte. One most important part is that the heterosporous form or heterospory, the which of the plant division show the phenomena of heterospory अगर आता है so Pteridophyta याद रखिए. Heterospory is the identical phenomena of Pteridophyta and heterosporous form you remember here and this phenomena of heterospory whatever present in heterosporous form. So heterospory you remember plays significant role in seed habit. This part also you remember. This question also asks the seed habit is first time developed in. क्लियर है ना. तो सीड हैबिट डेवलपमेंट का जो प्रोसेस है वो स्टार्ट कहाँ से हुआ है? It is begins from the heterosporous form or it is begins from the heterospory phenomena of pteridophyta. Entire pteridophytes are divided into 4 classes. And then pteridophyta का जो life cycle है, life cycle in short अगर आप study कर रहे हैं, so main plant body of pteridophyta is sporophyte. This sporophyte produces a sporophyll, either micro or megasporophyll. These sporophylls show the development of sporangium, that microsporophyll show microsporangium and megasporangium. Clear है? Now on these sporangium, inside this sporangium, microspore mother cell and megaspore mother cell undergoes in meiosis. Because of that, diploid generation become a haploid, lead to the formation of microspore and megaspore. Microspore and megaspore undergoes in germination and produces male gametophyte, that is prothallus, and here the megaspore lead to the formation of female gametophyte, that is archegonium. Both the gametophytic generations are also haploid, sporic generation is also haploid. Male gametophyte produces enterozoid and and female gametophytes produces, female gametophytes में क्या present है? Egg cell, that is archegonium, show the presence of egg nucleus or egg cell. So female gametophytes show the egg nucleus. Water is essential for fertilization. So upon fertilization, zygote is formed. Due to zygote, you remember here the diploid phase of life is begins, and zygote will develop into an embryo, diploid embryo, and embryo will further develop into the new plant body. So here you remember this is our haplophase and this is the diploid phase, or it is called as diplophase. So this is a general life cycle for pteridophyta. So I hope you understand all the topics and all the conceptual part whatever we studied in today's class for pteridophyta. Clear? In next class we will discuss about comparative discussion we made for the gymnosperm and angiosperm, because gymnosperm, the entire reproductive cycle of gymnosperm with male cone and female cone is much more similar with pteridophyta, and some of the characters are resembles with angiosperm, so that we combinedly study, and in this way the second chapter is also completed. Okay, so by the time you stay connected, stay blessed and stay healthy at home, and keep your preparation in a proper way and scientific way. Thank you.